Gentlemen, I give you Ramrod 564 Operation Jericho. Mosquitoes of 140 Airfield are to attack the prison at Amiens in an attempt to assist 120 prisoners to escape. These prisoners are French patriots condemned to death for assisting the Allies. This air attack is only part of the plan, as other assistance will be at hand at the time. The first wave will consist of 6 aircraft from 487 Squadron, call sign JAILBREAK. Their aim is to break the outer wall in at least 2 places. The leading 3 aircraft are to attack the eastern wall using Main Road as lead-in. Second section of 3 aircraft, when 10 miles from the target, will break away to the right at sufficient height to allow them to watch the leading 3 aircraft and then attack the northern wall on a north-south run, immediately following the explosion of the bombs of the leading section. The second wave will be carried out by number 21 Squadron, call sign Buckshot, in a similar manner, 1 minute after the first wave. Their target is the guards' quarters, leading 3 aircraft to attack the southeastern end of the main building and second section of 3 aircraft to attack the northwestern end of the building. Number 464 Squadron will be to the north of you and act as a reserve if any of the first to attack should fail. Their call sign is a cannon. 174 and 275 Squadrons will provide escort. Their call sign is Dunlop. Your ground controller will be Belfield on Channel C. The weather is completely rotten, but we've just received a message from the French resistance. Strike now or never. Execution is imminent. Good luck, gentlemen.
Alright, g'day everyone, Platter Pilot here with episode 5 of V for Victory, the World War II Mosquito campaign for DCS by Reflected Simulations, and we are taking part in Operation Jericho, and we're gonna jailbreak some French resistance prisoners. So obviously based on a real event that actually happened during World War II. So historical accuracy is on point today because the weather on that day was absolutely atrocious, and as you can see, it's a lovely day for flying here. But yeah, the plan is call sign JAILBREAK, the first wave ahead of us, these guys here. They will be bombing the walls of the prison of Amiens Prison, I think it's called. The walls of the prison, and then our little wing who are forming up behind me, call sign Buckshot, will be bombing the guard houses, and then there's they're back there somewhere, call sign Cannon. They'll be acting as reserve to respond to any objectives that fail to get filled by us two, the first 2 waves. And I believe we've got a fighter escort, call sign Dunlop, joining us shortly. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because we are... Speaking of the devil. Oh, I'm glad you can see him. I can't see shit.
Roger, I see them.
Well, if they're there, they're there. But yeah, we are absolutely loaded up to the gills with, we've got 2 500-pounders on the wings and 2 500-pounders in the bay. And they're set to an 11-second delay. So we'll drop our bombs and fly as fast as we can away so we can get clear of the blast. Because we'll be dropping them at 0 feet, basically. In terms of our route, we'll be heading to Hastings and then cutting across the channel, making landfall at Dieppe, and then taking a sort of circuitous route sort of around Amiens Prison, and then we'll be going straight up the road at treetop level to drop our payload, and then we'll be bugging out quick as we can. Realize I probably should slow down a little bit. I'm gonna run up the back of this first wave here. Ah, there's our escort. That's Dunlop. We'll be keeping an eye out, keeping the Jerry's office, hopefully. There was no mention of any AAA, like major AAA threat that we'll be encountering either on the coast or on at the target itself, but we'll find out the hard way, I guess. We'll think about the real event, Operation Jericho, is that it was very much a multinational sort of undertaking. The first wave, in front of us, they were an Australian squadron. The second wave that we were New Zealanders, Kiwis. And then I believe the reserve squadron was English. And the order was decided apparently by coin toss. That's pretty cricket, if you ask me. As an Australian, it's always pretty cool to see what we were involved in. Kind of wish I was up front with my fellow Aussies, though. And not just the squadrons, but obviously the French resistance played a huge role in this as well. They provided the intel for the prison itself. They got the layout, and they had men standing by surrounding the prison to help the inmates escape when the time came. They were standing by with trucks, bikes, new clothes. I think weapons even. I think there was even some French guys who were dressed as SS soldiers, but they had resistance markings on them that were only known to the French resistance. So yeah, it's a very involved and very audacious plan, I guess.
That's Hastings, turn port 166. Okay.
Over the channel we go. Come on, buddy. Keep up. What's going on with you, mate? Are you broken?
Cross the coastline, sir. Let's fuse the bombs.
Yeah, roger that. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with old mate from first wave. Why is he lagging so far behind? Wing 1 and Wing 2, Bombay, nose, tail, and let's close that so I don't bump the switch. Where's he going? What are you doing, buddy? You're screwing me up. Looks like he's catching up. Alright, good stuff. Not sure if that's the DCS AI just being, you know, DCS AI or not.
I don't understand, Skipper. If we bomb the prison, we may kill the prisoners as well, not just the guards. They're scheduled for execution anyway. I reckon they'd rather be killed by British bombs than Nazi bullets. If we manage to blast the walls, though, and cell doors open, the resistance will be waiting for them nearby. Yeah, poor blighters. I hope they'll manage to escape. Well, I'm prepared to fly into the bloody wall if there's what's needed.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like, bomber pilots in World War II were, you know, used to essentially dropping bombs to destroy things, to kill people, but for this mission, that's not the case. They're bombing targets to try and free people. I reckon that would have been quite the change of pace for these pilots.
As Nazi Marshal Rommel ranged up and down the Channel coast checking his anti-invasion preparations, all of Europe, and especially Holland, Belgium, and France, became visibly more restless. This condition is everywhere reflected in the German-controlled newspapers. Notices of executions of patriots are increasing daily. A typical one from Le Journal of Lyon announces that 3 Frenchmen were shot by a Gestapo firing squad on December 28th. The charge was favoring the enemy. But despite reprisals and 3,000 arrests each week in France alone, anti-Nazi groups become larger, better organized, and more daring. In Valenciennes, a dozen armed men led by a man brandishing a gun in each hand broke into the jail, took 50,000 francs, and liberated 5 companions. In a running gun battle, one was killed. The others escaped, some on bicycles. Thus, having failed to quell resistance, the Nazis have reverted again to what they must think is a clever trick, but has had little or no success. It's a periodic appeal to surrender firearms and promises immunity from punishment, even though possession of guns and explosives is illegal. The catch is, of course, that the minute someone is foolish enough to comply, he's arrested. Yes, they promise immunity, but only for the period specified. The person is guilty of having the arms in the previous overlapping period covered by an identical law prescribing the death penalty. German papers carry none of this type of news because the propaganda ministry believes that people might get the wrong idea about life in the occupied country. Hitler's own Völkischer Beobachter features blasts at the Allies and laboriously written explanations on why the Red Army is in Poland now. The Nazi journals, however, do carry hundreds of death notices daily, and there obviously is a large backlog because many are dated as of 6 months ago. One recently announced the death on the Russian front of a soldier named John Dillinger. Another in black border and big type bore only the name Adolf. This is Van Stabber, Madrid, returning you to Admiral Radio in New
There you
York.
have it. Some authentic newsreels from the times. That incident with the French resistance guy, dual-wielding pistols to freeze buddies, that sounds like a story and a half. Might have to look into that one.
Skipper, someone from 487 is aborting. Yes, probably some sort of engine trouble.
Oh, that must have been that guy that was falling behind. There you go, engine trouble. Alright, we're down 1 Mozzie, and that's why we've got the reserve squadron, call sign cannon behind us.
Here comes the coastline, Skipper. That should be talk of it ahead. After that, our new course is 122 for Cenobon.
Roger that.
Roger.
Finally the coast. Man, that was a long... Fighter escort's still with us. We're in the enemy's backyard now, so I'm going to turn on the guns. Keep an eye out for Hun.
Watch out for the telegraph pole, sir.
Oh, relax, dude. You gave me a heart attack. Would have to be an awfully big telegraph pole to hit me up here. Worry less, Daniels. You'll be happier. Looks like we're coming up on our next turn.
Alter course 080, compass for Bordeaux. Okay.
Good to see my horizon indicator is all skew-if. There's no way to fix that either. It's meant to self-correct itself after flying level for a little while, but I don't think that works very well in DCS. Oh well, just learn to live with it, I guess.
Port slightly onto 063. This course will take us a mile south of Delans. Roger.
Roger that. Hoping this weather clears up a little bit by the time we get to the target. This requires an unusual amount of precision, and I'd like to actually be able to see the target. That'd be great. Wing tanks are running on fumes. Yep, there it is. Push over to the mains.
Starboard to 132 towards Albert. Stay behind IPEG and watch your height, sir.
Relax, I got this.
I'm watching everything.
Oh, well, I see everything.
Comes boys and co. Let's make a 360 left-hand turn to put us 1 minute behind your fellow Kiwis. Then swing southwest. A course of 220 should take us right over Albert Amiens Road.
Roger that. Left turn.
Okay.
And follow course of 220. And look for the road. Not sure who the fuck you are. Really hope they're an escort. Alright, game face is on. Some speed as well. Like I said, I don't know if there was much in the way of a AAA threat at the prison, but I'd rather not find out the hard way. Is this it? That's it.
Skipper, the main road. Follow it and stay low. How close do you want me to go? Hot ahead, squadron leader. Let's brill cream the underside of the mozzie.
Alright, so the prison's on the right hand side of the road, so if I just follow along like this, we'll slam that guardhouse and, yep, skedaddle. Let's try not to hit any trees along the way. Now there is a village coming up, that's not the target, it's beyond that. Shit. Bomb bay doors open. That's not the target either. Let's open up the bomb panel. Everything looks good. Alright, now I'm pretty sure the next big building that we see is going to be the prison. We have to hit the guardhouses. There's the prison. Oh, the wind is picking up.
Steady, steady.
Bombs away.
Bombs away.
Crunch. Hit something.
Good hit, good hit. Aye out, skipper. Take that, you bastards. Now turn starboard to 305 to get us away from the city.
305. Roger that.
Roger. Ready, steady, ready, steady. Roger. Red Daddy, cannon out. Belfield to Buckshot, roger, good show. Watch out, there are Hun fighters about. Diving and Buckshot, stay low and keep your heads on a swivel.
Oh, man, I wish I saw that earlier.
New course 272 for Senapar.
272 for Senapar.
Roger.
They look like mosquitoes to me. Might tag along behind them just while we're over France. Don't mind me, fellas. Very much like if these guys were going a little bit faster.
This is
8 o'clock.
Buckshot. We see the bastards.
Alright, sounds like our escort's engaging. I don't see them. I'm really not going that fast. I don't understand why these guys won't speed up a little bit. One of the reserve Mosquitoes just got hit.
Starboard to 302 for Dockerville and the coastline. Thank you, Navigator.
302 for Tocqueville. It's our escort. I guess they cleaned up the Jerry's. Doesn't look like they took any losses. Pretty sure there was 4 in each squadron. There's the rest of our gang. This is the coastline here. Are we... Mr. Navigator Man, are you going to tell me where to go? No?
Here comes the coastline. 346 for Old Blighty.
346 for Old Blighty.
Roger, let's go home then.
Right, I think we are home free just about. Unless we bump into some Jerry fighters that are lurking above that radar hasn't seen for some reason, we should be fine. Race you home, boys.
Well, that was a success, wasn't it? Did anyone else get the job apart from Bluetooth? I think I may have seen a mosquito spinning down Weather's tail. I think those fucker wolves got him.
Damn.
Did you see any shit? right knots, skipper. They were too low to intercept. Rotten luck.
So, believe that was one of the squadron leaders, if we're going off the historical event of Operation Jericho. One of the Mozzies was shot down by enemy fighters. Bit of a shame, really. In terms of what actually happened, the raid was a success. All the targets were hit, the walls were breached, the guardhouses were hit, the cell doors were opened. I think about 250 inmates broke out. About 2/3 of them were recaptured shortly after. But still, a success is a success. A lot of German guards were killed as well. A few inmates were killed in the blasts, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Like they said, the French resistance would rather die to British bombs than Nazi bullets. And now we're just on a long flight back across the channel, back to home.
Blue 2, where the hell are you? Blue 2 to Blue Leader, I'm right behind you. Would you slow down a tad?
These bastards have caught up to me. Cheeky buggers. Oh, there's the English coastline.
English coastline coming up, sir. About bloody time. I really need to stretch my legs.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, she's a wonderful aeroplane, sir. But she wasn't designed with a cruise comfort in mind. It's a bloody torture device if you ask me. Taiping is checking out, returning to base.
There goes our fighter escort, and we are checking out of mission control.
Acknowledged.
I'm assuming navigator, you're supposed to tell me to turn. I'm just going to turn anyway. Alright, on to Manson. Alright, that looks like home there. Post-production Platter Pilot here. Unfortunately, DCS crashed on me shortly after this. I think the game was struggling with so many AI planes trying to land at once. Which also means that the track file for this mission was also lost, so I don't get to see exactly where my bombs landed. Which sucks, but it is what it is. In terms of the mission, super enjoyable. I found it really cool to see through the virtual eyes of a pilot that would have taken part in Operation Jericho, the historical event that it was. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Catch you around!